Hi all, welcome to BIS Academy, Science and Technology Audio Notes for Prelims and Mains, Unit 2, Chapter 1, that is Part 1, Information Communication Technology, its importance, advantages and challenges. The topics which we are going to cover are ICT applications like e-governance, e-commerce, e-learn, ITES, and ICT applications in rural development. The third topic is applications in agriculture, that is like e-Sagu, e-Chaupal, e-NAM, AGRIDS, AES, computerization of land records. And next we're going to see ICT applications in e-governance like Gyandoot and Suchana Mitra. After that we're going to see ICT applications in Panchayat administration. We'll see the programs like DISC, GRAM. And next we'll see electronic national marketing, that is ENAM, which is quite popular. And then we'll see the challenges faced and by ICT and the solutions which could be offered. Okay, let's come into the class. What are the broad applications of information communication technology? The information communication technology is today responsible for many revolutionary changes in the society. The society is turning into an information society due to the rapid expansion of applications of ICT. ICT has a wide range of applications ranging from e-governance, global information, e-education, e-commerce, and IT-enabled services. So let's look at the first one, e-governance. E-governance is the method of providing all types of government services and administration through electronic mode. It's called e-governance. This e-governance helps increasing transparency, speedy delivery of citizen services, better implementation of RTI and other empowerment of citizens. The National E-Government Plan, that is NEGP, approved in May 2006 and Digital India in 2014 are going to be the game changers for India in achieving true decentralization of government services. Here we have to remember National E-Governance Plan and Digital India. In the coming chapters we're going to discuss about these things. The second one is that broad applications of ICT are GII, that is Global Information Infrastructure. GII is a constellation of millions of servers, billions of computers, smartphones, hundreds of satellites, thousands of antennas and millions of kilometers of cables. It is responsible for making the entire world into a tiny information village. Such an infrastructure on global scale promotes efficiency and also promotes efficiency in information exchange, empowers the global netizens with immense knowledge. Such an infrastructure not only benefits individuals but also the society and countries all over the world. Next is applications in e-commerce. The trade carried out in electronic mode is called e-commerce. Trade carried out in electronic mode is called e-commerce. India is, like you all know, that we use Flipkart, Amazon, and many other things. eNAM. Okay, the trade carried out in electronic mode is called e-commerce. India has enormous potential in the field of e-commerce. Today, many portals like business to customer, that is B2C, business to business, B2B, business to finance, B2F, are providing a variety of commerce services. According to the report from NASSCOM, India's e-commerce market was USD 33 billion in 2017-18 and reached USD 38.5 billion. That is, it's growing at a rate of about 17%. According to NASSCOM and PricewaterhouseCoopers, the e-commerce industry in India is estimated to cross USD 150 billion by 2022. How much? It's going to cross USD 150 billion by 2022 with a global leading compounded annualized growth rate of 35%. So currently it is at 17. It's going to jump to 35% by 2022. That is crossing a USD of 150 billion. So the next application is in a learning like e-education or e-learning. The learning process facilitated by information and communication technologies is called is called e-learning. It is an effective tool for imparting quality and lifelong education to learners. It is one of the thrust areas identified by Government of India for imparting education using ICT tools. The digital tools can be efficiently used to enrich the courseware with multimedia features, audio, video graphics, 3D animation, etc. This results in better visualization and understanding of subject and high-level subject retention. During this, if you have been reading newspaper and other articles, e-learning industry is growing because due to the lockdown and due to the corona crisis all over the globe. And then there are digital libraries coming up. Digital libraries are nothing but storehouses of immense knowledge where information is stored digitally and can be accessed from any place through internet. Government of India is identifying thirst areas and has supported already many such projects in which books, manuscripts, theses are being digitized. National Knowledge Network, that is NKN, it is an interconnected network of all universities, libraries, laboratories, hospitals, and agricultural institutions to share data and resources across the country over a high-speed information network. The next application is IT-enabled services and BPO. The IT-enabled services industry has shown remarkable growth in the country. Although this sector is export-driven and domestic market is also significantly growing over the last decade. The next application is ICT in rural development. The information technology has enormous potential to provide broad range of applications in rural areas and can help in bridging the digital divide that exists between the urban and the rural areas in the country. The National Informatics Center, that is NIC, the National Informatics Center at New Delhi, has developed many softwares based on the needs of different states. The programs like Digital India, ENAM, Panchayat Informatics, AGRIDS already have brought promising changes in rural parts of the country. Okay, let's recap what we have seen. We have seen the broad applications in e-governance, that is National E-Governance Plan and Digital India in 2014. And we have seen what is e-governance, providing all types of government services and administrations through electronic mode. Next, we have seen global information infrastructure, which is a constellation of millions of servers, billions of computers, billions of smartphones, hundreds of satellites, thousands of antennas, and million kilometers of cables. They are responsible for making the entire world into a tiny information village. Next, we have seen e-commerce like B2C, B2B, B2F. And then we have said India is going to cross USD 150 billion by 2022. Growth rate being of 35%. Next, we have seen e-education, e-learning and digital libraries, that is the National Knowledge Network. It's an interconnected network with all universities, libraries, laboratories, hospitals and agricultural universities. What do? They share data and resources across the country through high-speed internet. High-speed information network. Next, we have seen IT-enabled services and BPO. They're mostly export-driven. These services are. And the next, we have seen ICT in rural development. There are a broad range of applications in rural development, which you're going to see in detail. Apart from this, the National Information Center at New Delhi has developed many softwares and which has been implemented for programs like Digital India, ENAM, Panchayat Informatics, AGRIDS, which have shown promising results as well. Now let's go to the next topic, broad applications of information communication technology in rural development. ICT tools have been identified as a mechanism to disseminate the fruits of development to the rural areas. It is promising technology that helps in bridging the digital divide that exists between the urban and the rural areas. National Informatics Center, which is the headquarters in New Delhi, is a pioneering center for developing IT applications for rural welfare. What does it emphasize on? NIC, it emphasizes on developing IT applications for rural welfare. The Integrated Network Operations Center, that is INOC, at NIC headquarters New Delhi, is operating a satellite-based network called NIC-NAT for integrating various central and state ministries and related departments. The IT tools have applications in three primary areas of rural development. One is agriculture, Second one is governance. 3 is panchayat. The NIC has been very active from past few decades in developing various software solutions for states that have applications in rural sector. The first such application was developed in the mid 1980s in the form of Computerized Rural Information System Project. In short, it is CRISP, CRISP. You might have heard or read about this. It is Computerized Rural Information System Project by the Government of India. As a part of it, every district headquarters in India is provided with a computer and a CRISP software. Today, this is being implemented in the form of Rural Soft. Currently, it is renamed as Rural Soft. This software enables the district rural development agencies, that is DRDAs, to implement the various welfare schemes of union. Due to revolutionary changes in IT applications, today various software applications are being used by various states based on the necessity. Okay. Let's look into the applications of ICT in the field of agriculture. Various software applications are today available that are related to providing market information related to agricultural produce. This enables the farmers to identify a nearby market that provides a remunerative price to his produce. Examples of such software are eSagu, eChopal, eNam, Agrits. So let's look at eSagu. It's a project which has been launched by Indian Institute of Information Technology, Hyderabad. Under this eSagu, which is an IT-based agro advisory system, provides valuable information to farmers about the crops. Sagu means in general it is cultivation. Next we'll see eChopal of ITC. Under this project, village internet kiosks, or kiosk is a small shops or small shop-like structures, are established and being managed by farmers who are designated as Sanchalaks. These Sanchalaks help farmers in assessing information in their local language and to assess weather and market prices. Next is eNam, Electronic National Agricultural Market. This is a network of state agricultural marketing boards, that is SAMBs, and agricultural produce market committees, that is APMCs, and regional centers for directorate market and inspection, that is DMI, located throughout the country. Similarly, such softwares that have been implemented successfully in Tripura, Goa, Tamil Nadu it's called Rural Bazaar. It not only provides information about market prices but also helps in making transactions online and associated mode of payment either online or offline. Next one is Agrits, that is Agriculture Information Dissemination System. The keyword is dissemination system. It is an internet-based system that provides regular information on seeds, fertilizers, etc. to farmers. And the fifth one is Agricultural Extension Services. Their online service that provides comprehensive solutions to effective crop management, and it trains farmers in various new type of agricultural techniques and methods. And the next one is computerization of land records. Is also being implemented throughout the country with the advent of software application developed by NIC. Many softwares like Bhumi of Karnataka, Tamil Neelam of Tamil Nadu, Apna Khata of Rajasthan, Buyan of Chhattisgarh, Eedhar of Gujarat, Dharani of Telangana, Bhudar of AP are such softwares that enable computerization of land records. And recently on April 24th, Panchayati Raj Day, the Prime Minister has launched Swamitva program. What is it? It is nothing but computerization of land records using drone technology and latest survey technologies. These drones map the rural areas, the rural households under this program. And then let's look at the applications of ICT in the field of e-governance. What is e-governance? The method of providing governance in electronic mode is called e-governance. This has been a major application to provide faster delivery of government services to the common man present in the remotest part of the country. Different such softwares have been developed by NSE for various states. Some important examples include Gyandoot and Suchana Mitra. Okay, let's look at Gyandoot. It's a community-owned, self-sustainable, low-cost rural internet project that gives villagers access to everything from copies of land titles to rural water supply schemes. The project covers 6,000 villages in Dhar district of Madhya Pradesh. It also provides mandi rates for the commodities, income certificate, domicile certificate, caste certificate. Similar such softwares includes Lokamitra in Himachal Pradesh, Gram Doot in Rajasthan, Rural Digital Services in Karnataka, Lokavani in UP. Next is Suchana Mitra. It is another such web-based application software for district-level e-governance launched in state of Madhya Pradesh. This software is organized in two modules. The first module is access to free of cost and second is accessed by authorized Suchana Kendras on payment basis. First module provides services related to e-newspaper, mandi rates, employment opportunities, matrimonials and education related information. The second module consists of land records and public grievances. And now let's look at applications of information communication technology in the field of Panchayat administration. With an objective to make all Panchayat services online and to ensure transparency in Panchayat functioning and the regular online monitoring, Panchayat Informatics was evolved mainly with the help of National Informatics Center at Delhi. The National Panchayat Portal provides information on state Panchayat departments, Jilla Parishads, Mandal Parishads, and all Gram Panchayats. The first such application software, ePanchayat, ePanchayat, was launched in Ramchandrapuram Gram Panchayat of Medak district in Andhra Pradesh, in the erstwhile Andhra Pradesh. As a part of this, all Panchayat functions are computerized. All computerized birth, death, income, domicile certificates will be issued. This also provides information on market prices of agricultural commodities. Similar such programs include Infogram in Goa, eGram, Vishwagram in Gujarat, PriyaSoft in MP. And other IT applications that are in implementation in rural areas include DISK, that is Dairy Information and Services Kiosk. The keyword is dairy information. This Dairy Information and Services Kiosk is a software application launched in Kedar district of Gujarat, benefiting more than 500,000 people through the dairy kiosk. The farmer may place an order of variety of services offered by different agencies in the cooperative sector and also can seek information on variety of subjects like best practice in breeding and rearing of milch cattle. This disk database includes a complete history of all milch cattle owned by farmers and even data on milk production by individual farmers. Next we will see Gram under the Panchayat administration. What is Gram? Geo-referenced area management. It is a software package that enables storage and analysis of spatial data on a personal computer. Gram has been developed to integrate data for natural resource assessment, rural and urban planning, watershed management, image analysis of remotely sensed data. Gram software is successfully used in 22 mandals of Bankura district of West Bengal. Water conservation, energy management, land use planning, and infrastructure development activities were successfully carried out by the development models created by Gram. So let's recap what we have seen. We have started with the applications in rural development. Applications with rural development. In that we have said IT tools have applications in three primary areas of rural development. They are agriculture, governance and panchayat. And we have talked about applications of information communication technology in the field of agriculture. Like we have talked about the software is being implemented like eSagu, which has been launched by Indian Institute of Information Technology, Hyderabad. It is an IT-based agro advisory system that has been developed that provides valuable information to farmers about crops. Next, we have seen e-Chowpal of ITC. Village internet kiosks are established and are being managed by farmers who are designated as Sanchalaks. These Sanchalaks help farmers in assessing information in their local language on weather and market prices. The next application is ENAM, Electronic National Market. It is an integrated pan-India network of agricultural produce market committees, Directorate Market and Inspection, and state agricultural marketing boards. It enables transactions and also access to market information. Next is, we have seen Agricultural Information Dissemination System, that is AGRIDS. It is an internet-based system that provides regular information on seeds, fertilizers, etc. to farmers. After that, we have seen Agricultural Extension Services. These are online services that provide comprehensive solutions to effective crop management, and it trains farmers in various new types of agricultural techniques. Next, we talked about computerization of land records, and it also spoke about Swamitva, which has been launched on April 24, 2020 on the Panchayati Raj Day. It uses drone technology and latest survey methods to capture or map the rural households. After that, we have seen the applications of ICT in the field of e-governance. What is e-governance? Okay. And then we have seen some of the important examples like Gyandoot and Suchana Mitra. And also we have spoken about Lokamitra in Himachal Pradesh, Gramdoot in Rajasthan, Rural Digital Services in Karnataka as Lokavani in UP. And Suchitra Mitra is also web-based application software for district level e-governance, launched in state of Madhya Pradesh. Next, we have seen applications of ITC in the field of Panchayat administration. National Informatics Center developed a National Panchayat portal which provides information on state Panchayat departments, Jilla Parishads, Mandal Parishads, and all Gram Panchayats. The first application software was ePanchayat, which was launched in Ramachandrapuram, Gram Panchayat of Medak district in Andhra Pradesh. What do? All computerized birth, death, income, domicile certificates will be issued. Similar projects like Infogram in Goa, eGram, Vishwagram in Gujarat, Prayasoft in MP are being implemented. Other applications we have seen which are being implemented in rural areas are Dairy Information and Services Kiosk. It's a database of milk cattle and also gives the milk production data of by individual farmers. Next, we have seen Gram, that is Geo-Referenced Area Management. It's a software package that enables storage and analysis of spatial data on personal computer. Now, let's go to the next topic, that is objectives and significance of ENAM, Electronic National Agricultural Market. National Agriculture Market is a pan-India electronic trading portal which networks the existing APMC, that is Agricultural Produce Marketing Committee mandis, to create a unified national market for agricultural commodities. The NAM portal provides single window services for all APMC related information and services. This includes commodity arrival, prices, buying and selling, trade offers, provision to respond to trade offers, among other services. While material flow, that is agriculture produce, continue to happen through mandis, an online market reduces transaction cost and information asymmetry. So let's look at the objectives of NAM. A national e-market platform for transparent sale of transactions and a price discovery initially in regulated markets. Objective number 2, liberal licensing of our traders, buyers and commission agents by state authorities without any precondition of physical presence or possession of a shop or premises in the market yard. Number 3, one license for a trader valid across markets in the states. 4, harmonization of quality standards of agricultural produce and provision of assaying. Assaying is nothing but quality testing of agricultural produce and also providing common tradable parameters So far, it has been developed. 25 tradable parameters have been developed for 25 commodities. The next objective is single point levy of market fee, that is, on the first wholesale purchase from the farmer. Sixth objective, provision of soil testing laboratories in or near the selected mandi to facilitate visiting farmers to assess this facility in the mandi itself. National Agricultural Market created a unified market through online trading platform both at state and national level and promotes uniformity, streamlining of procedures across the integrated markets, removes information asymmetry between buyer and sellers, and promotes real-time price discovery based on actual demand and supply, promotes transparency in auction process and access to nationwide market for farmer. With prices commensurate with the quality of its produce and an online payment and availability of better quality produce and at more reasonable prices to the customer or the consumer. Let's recap eNAM. It's a pan-India electronic trading portal which networks the existing agricultural produce marketing committees. It provides a single window services for all APMC related information and services. They include commodity arrival, commodity price, buying and selling, trade offers, provision to respond to trade offers. While material flow continues to happen through mandis, an online market reduces the transaction cost and information asymmetry. By 2013, eNAM covers around 400 markets. In 2018, it has covered around 585 markets pan India. So let's look at the objectives. A national e-market platform for transparent sale transactions and price discovery initially in regulated markets. Objective number 2, liberal licensing of traders, buyers and commission agents by state authorities without any precondition of physical presence or position of a shop or a premises in the market yard. Number 3, one license for a trader valid across all markets in the state. Objective 4, harmonization of quality standards of agricultural produce. Objective 5, single point levy of market fees. Objective 6, provision of soil testing laboratories in or near the selected mandi. So NAM created a unified market through online trading platform for state and national level and promotes uniformity, streamlining of procedures across integrated markets and removes information asymmetry between buyer and seller and promotes real-time price discovery based on actual demand and supply. It also promotes transparency in auction process and provides access to nationwide market for farmer with prices that commensurate with the quality of his produce and an online payment and availability of better quality produce at more reasonable prices to the consumer. Now let's move to the next topic, that is the challenges India faces for expansion of ITC applications and also the possible solutions to address these challenges. ICT represents an enormous opportunity to introduce significant and long-lasting positive change across India and other developing countries. The rapid penetration of mobile access in particular has resulted in considerable improvements in the lives of poor in both rural and urban context. All evidence suggests that this trend is going to continue. Yes, it's going to continue, yeah. As the availability expands and the cost of access continues to decline. The pace of penetration and uptake of mobile telephoning and broadband internet is supporting many new possibilities, many new products, many new services, providing a breakthrough ideas in agriculture, health, education, and access to finance, and helping local and international trade. However, this new potential and opportunity is accompanied by significant challenges. Let's look into it. Number 1 is the use of ICT in development programs has relatively been slow in India. To unleash the full potential of ICT in development programs, a new level of collaboration between public and private entities is very much essential. This will necessitate significant coordination between central and state government departments, IT companies, private sector organizations, universities, as well as with traditional development partners. Let's look at this significant challenge number 2. Successful implementation of ICT programs require that the citizens get maximum information and are able to conduct online transactions and participate in decision making. The major challenge for this is availability of ICT applications in the local languages. Hence, ICT applications are developed completely in local languages, especially in the languages spoken by many indigenous tribes and local groupings. And then the significant challenge number 3, development of quality content has been a major concern for Indian ICT applications. The updated and customized content for various sections and strata of the society is still highly unaddressed issue in the country. There is a need to consider the requirement of special groups like women, differently abled, chronic patients, and older people. Let's look at the next one, the fourth significant challenge. There is also inadequate planning and financing the use of ICT in development programs. There is a need to increase the donor funding, minimizing administrative and management costs. The challenge number 5, the availability of specially trained human resources that have complete awareness on socio-economic conditions of the country continues to be a great challenge for expanding the applications of ICT across the length and breadth of India. The students of Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities are to be trained in new developments, even Tier 1 are need to be trained. New developments of ICT applications. The development of challenge number 3, the sixth challenge, development of ICT applications for promoting the entrepreneurial skills about the rural youth, farmers, self-help groups needs special attention. While some of these gaps still exist, we can see developments and possibilities created through ICT directly and indirectly. Hence, there is a need to see these gaps and bring down completely the digital divide that still exists between the rural and urban areas, rich and poor sections of the Indian society. So let's recap the entire topic which we have discussed today. So we have started with broad applications of information communication technology. We have seen e-governance, global information infrastructure. Next we have seen e-commerce, and then we have seen e-learning, under which we discussed about digital libraries, that is National Knowledge Network, and then we have discussed about IT enabled services and BPO. After that we have discussed about the broad applications of ICT in rural development. In that, IT tools have applications in 3 primary areas of rural development. They are agriculture, governance, panchayat. Coming to applications of ICT in agriculture, we have seen eSagu, which was developed by Indian Institute of Information Technology, Hyderabad, which provides agro advisory system and valuable information to farmers about crops. After that, we have seen eChaupal. There is a Sanchalak who provides information in local language about weather and market prices. And then next we have seen electronic national markets, eNAM, and then AGRITS, agriculture extension services, and finally computerization of land records. And the next topic is, which we have seen, is applications of ICT in the field of e-governance. We have discussed what is e-governance. It helps in faster delivery of government services to the common man in the remotest part of the country. Under that, we have seen certain examples: Gyandoot, Suchana Mitra. After that, we have seen applications of ICT in the field of Panchayat administration. That is National Information Center in Delhi, the National Informatics Center in Delhi, has developed a National Panchayati portal which provides information on state panchayats, Jilla Parishads, Mandal Parishads, and all Gram Panchayats. We have discussed about the programs being implemented. The first Panchayat application software is ePanchayat, launched in Ramchandrapuram Gram Panchayat of Medak in the erstwhile Andhra Pradesh. And we have seen similar programs being implemented in Infogram in Gujarat, in Goa, eGram Vishwagram in Gujarat, PriyaSoft in MP. After that, we have seen Diary Information and Services Kiosk, that is DISC, which It's a database, includes a complete history of all milch cattle owned by farmers and even data on milk production by individual farmers. Then we have seen GRAM, that is geo-referenced area management, which is a software package that enables storage and analysis of spatial data on a personal computer. Next, we have seen the significance and importance and also the objectives of e-National Agricultural Market, that is ENAM. In 2017, it has covered around 400 markets, and by 2018, 585 markets have been covered under ENAM Pan India. What is ENAM? It's a Pan India electronic trading portal which networks the agricultural produce marketing committees. What does it do? It is a single window service which provides information and services. This includes like commodity arrival, commodity price, buying and selling, provision to respond on trade offers, and other services as well. While material flow continues to happen through mandis, an online market reduces transaction costs and information asymmetry. The objectives are transparent sale, liberal licensing, license to be valid across all markets in the state, harmonization of quality standards, single point levy of market fee, providing soil testing laboratories, etc. So NAM provides a unified market through online trading platform both at the state and national level, promotes uniformity, streamlines procedures, gives information on actual demand and supply, access to real-time price, transparency in auction, access to nationwide market for a farmer, and enables him to get good price for the quality based on the quality of the produce. And finally, we have seen the challenges faced by India in the expansion of ICT applications, and also we have seen the possible solutions. What are the challenges? It has been slow. The use of ICT in development programs has been slow, and there needs to be a collaboration between public and private entities. And this next, we have seen the success of ICT programs depends upon citizens having maximum information about the programs, and they should be able to conduct online transactions and should be able to participate in decision making. The third challenge was development of quality content is a major concern. Develop customized content considering the requirement of special groups like women, differently abled, and chronic patients and older people. So there's a need, and the next we have seen is there is a need to increase donor funding, minimizing administrative and management costs. And after that, we have seen training of human resources across the country and promoting entrepreneurial skills among youth, farmers, rural youth, self-help groups, etc. Okay, with this we'll conclude our class today. Thank you for listening.